If you look at number one in the list of common causes of project failure, it is that a lack of clear link between the project and the organisation's key strategic priorities. And I think that manifests itself as, I write a bid for anything on the sort of scattergun approach that if I write 25 bids, chances are I'm going to get one or two of them. Not the best way to do it. That's a massive abuse of resource, because you're setting yourself up to write 25 bids, which is not easy, let's be honest. Writing bids is difficult, and it's very time consuming. Hopefully by the time you get to 25th, you're quite slick at doing it, but there is another danger, that you're simply cutting and pasting, and don't do that. Make the bid appropriate to the funder. But in terms of sort of strategic links, if your organisation, whatever organisation it is, has sort of key principles and objectives and mission statements and all those good things, make sure that the bid you're writing sits very clearly within that structure. Because again, the funder will look at it and say, yes, it's a good idea, but they're not actually the sort of organisation that can deliver this. Working on the old Pareto principle of 80-20, 80% of any bid, irrespective of the sector, will be fairly common in terms of the way you structure yourself to deliver what you're trying to deliver. The 20% is peculiar to the sector, so that 20% is where you bring your knowledge to play. So in terms of evaluating a bid, 80% of it, anybody from any sector could look at it and see whether it makes sense or not, because it's just basic business management. Is this what they're trying to do? Does this make sense? And so on. The 20% is, if you like, the added value, where you as an organisation will say why, the old thing of USP, the unique selling point. What is it that you bring to this that nobody else can? Now, you can only actually affect the 20% there, because the 80% on any bids that you read are virtually the same. Mainly because you're all answering the same question. And unless you are a bit of a maverick, there are only so many ways you can do something. So, 80% of what you write and 80% of what you read will be pretty much the same. So that's not anything to worry about. That just means you're answering the question. But the 20% is the bit where you really need to make the difference. So I've evaluated bids from different sectors. And you read, and you're looking for that 20% that says, yeah, the 80% bit is almost a tick in a box. You can do that, yeah, they've got that. They've got bank accounts, they've got, a steering group, they've got terms of reference, great, that's fine, they've got all these good things. Right, let's look at the 20% where you're going to actually make the difference. So what is it you're bringing? So certainly don't ignore the 80% bulk of what the bid's about, but make sure that within that sort of 20, and these figures are subjective obviously, but make sure within that 20% or whatever it is, you sell your own organisation in terms of what it can do, because those are the things that people remember when either you present a bid personally or you read it from an evaluation perspective. So it's about matching what you're trying to do as an objective on your project plan, which sits underneath the programme of change within your organisation. So you can say that project that we're hoping to bid for sits very clearly within that programme of work. We can identify it, it delivers A, B or C. That programme of work delivers our strategic objectives. So there's a direct line between what your organisation says it's doing and what you as a project manager will deliver.